everybody, Mr. Traveler here. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Well, I wish I came with a little bit better news today, but I do have to bring you kind of a tragic story that happened earlier this week, and I wanted to bring this information to you. And Mrs. Traveler and I kind of sat down and talked a little bit and decided we put together some tips to maybe help your family stay a little bit safer when out traveling. So on September 7th, just a few days ago, on the Harmony of the Seas, a 12-year-old unfortunately fell to his death from an upper level balcony into the Central Park area. I've heard some different stories that the balcony was on deck 12. There's some back and forth on what deck it was on. Doesn't really matter. It was on the upper deck. And apparently the child lost their room key and was trying to climb over the balcony from another balcony. I guess maybe a family member or a friend that was staying next door, and in doing so slipped and fell to his death on board the Harmony of the Seas down in the Central Park area. So this was confirmed by Royal Caribbean, and the staff did try to resuscitate the young person, but unfortunately he did pass away from his injuries. So, it's a very tragic thing to happen. You're trying to make good family memories like we always talk about here, and to have something like this happen. So we just wanted to put together real quick, just kind of, I think we take this for granted. Then we go on vacation and we're just going to have a good time and things are great and everything. But let's take a note from the cruise ships, how they prepare us for emergencies by doing the muster drill. When we've got children with us, whether it's our kids or our nieces and nephews or whoever it may be, we got young people with us, it's our responsibility to make sure that they understand what to do and what not to do on board these ships so they can stay safe. So like I said, Ms. Travel and I sat down and talked about a few things, and we just wanted to share a few tips with you just for food for thought for your next trip with young children. And by all means, for those of you watching, please share down below any suggestions that you may have. And of course, our heart and our prayers go out to that family. God bless that young man. We pray that God have mercy on his soul. And we pray that the family just, that's a difficult thing to go through, especially such a young person so early in their life. Anyway, we'd like to discuss some safety items that you and your family can do when going on board the ship. So first of all, make sure that your child knows who your room attendant is. Make sure they know where the guest service desk is. Those are two very important things. Because here's the thing, explain to the child, listen, if you ever should lose your ship card, you can go to the room attendant or you can go to the front desk. And if all else fails, you just have to wait until we, the family, get back together, and then we'll figure it out. But by all means, a balcony is not a plaything at all. And the last cruise we were on, we saw some kids playing around on their balcony, sitting on the railing, and it just scares me. I mean, the thing about it was a awning right underneath them, so they would have just hit the awning. But otherwise, if we saw kids doing something like that on the deck, we'd be yelling at them like, "Hey, get off that balcony!" They need to understand that the balcony is not a play area anywhere on board the ship. It's very, very dangerous. So make sure they understand who their room attendant is. Make sure they understand where the guest service desk is, just in case anything ever happens. We also suggest that you get a lanyard for your child, or some kind of device, maybe one that goes around the arm with the room key, some way that they can keep the room key attached to them. And we know the kids are going to be running around having a great time and all the other stuff, so maybe one armband one might be a good idea. Just do something so that they know where their room key will be. So in addition to the locations and everything, the child needs to remember what their cabin number is. So this is something you could start early, before you even get on the cruise. Just make a game out of it. Walk around the house. What's cabin number? Just so they know and have that fresh in their memory. And just like we do the muster drill on board the ship, you need to do a plan with the kids too, because obviously they're going to be, especially if they're a little bit older kids, they're going to be running around the ship, going to different pools, doing this and doing that. And thank God that serious incidences haven't happened on cruise ships in a long time, as far as things happening to the entire ship. But the kids should need to know what happens if something, an emergency happens on board that ship, so that they're not wandering around lost. So whatever that plan is for your family, whether it's meet me at the muster drill area, you go to the kids club area, I'll meet you there. Whatever the case may be, you need to have a plan and talk about it before you get on board the ship. But I think the main thing out of all of this is to make sure that kids understand that, playing around the railings, playing around the balconies, the edge of the ship is not a plaything, So this is a very tragic event that happened on board the Harmony of the Seas. And again, our thoughts and prayers are going out to the family. Please get a plan together with your young ones so that you guys can make those incredible memories and stay safe. And everybody go back home and just talk about all the great times that they had. So with that, I'll sign off now. Remember, life's short. Have fun safely and see the world. Bye, everybody.